Welcome to G'day Gorgeous, a lifestyle channel for women who dare to live their dreams and want to go from feeling frustrated to fabulous and successful in wealth, health and happiness. And today I want to go into steps 4, 5 and 6 on instant manifestation techniques and the intro to the laws of attraction, following on from our last video last week. So I hope you watched the first video because I covered the steps 1, 2 and 3 on instant manifestation techniques in that video. And today I'm going to move on to steps 4, 5 and 6. So I hope you have a journal. I always have my journal here. I've got some notes because I don't want to miss anything. And I love to break it down into bite sizes so it's really simple and easy for you to understand, but more importantly, simple and easy to implement these steps that will help you create a life by design that you dream of, not a life by default. And just before I jump into the video, to keep getting notified of more empowering videos that I pop up here each and every week, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell so that you get notified when these videos are released each and every week. So let's jump into it. Technique number 4, following on from the previous video. Becoming aware of the words that you use. You know, it's true that thoughts become things, but the words you use create your destiny. The words that you use, the self-talk that you have going on in your head, the talk that you have every day, and then the way you talk to other people, the way you communicate, creates an attitude. So your attitude towards life will create the experience that you live. And so for me, many years ago, I was taught to become aware of the words that I was using and are they empowering or disempowering me. And so to help me realize what my words were like and why they were holding me back from living my dreams and why I was feeling frustrated in so many areas of my life and I didn't know how to get off that rat wheel where I felt like I was in a turmoil or I wasn't going anywhere, I began to track my words. And it was very interesting what came up. And I realized I was using words both in my own head where I was talking to myself and probably words around my friends and my family and people that weren't really what I would call empowering. And one of those reasons was that I discovered is that I was trying to fit into what other people expected of me. And so I didn't want to be the odd person out, and I would use vocabulary and words to try and please other people, to appease them, to agree with their ideals and ideas in life, even though they didn't really match me and who I was as a person. In other words, I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't really that authentic. And it took a little bit of time, I must admit, and put yourself in my shoes. Is that how you're feeling right now as well? Because if you're watching this video and you're feeling frustrated in health, wealth or happiness, and you would really love to know how to create your dream life by design and get off that rat wheel of frustration, then these are the things that you need to be aware of. You know, this is part of the natural laws of the universe because your words have a power. And so when you speak to other people, do you speak down to them? Do you speak up to them? Or do you speak in terms of communication that is inspiring and uplifting? Now, don't get confused and think that I'm saying that life has to be one-sided and try and be happy all the time, put that happy mask on. That is not what I am saying, because life is two sides. There's a complementary opposite to every feeling that we have. Positives, negatives, highs, lows, ups and downs. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. And that's okay. But what we want to do here is track the words that we are using and make a conscious decision to change our vocabulary, change the words we're using. And that, my friends, turns the impossible to possible. So for the next 14 days, here's what I do. I track all the words I'm using as much as I can and ask myself, hey Amanda, is that really helping you? The words that you're using, the language, which creates, of course, your feelings, is that helping you move closer towards the outcome that you want, which are the dreams, or are they holding you back? Are you holding yourself back? And really, at the end of the day, for you to live a better lifestyle, a happier lifestyle, a more fulfilled lifestyle, it really begins with you. Not looking on the outside for your happiness and fulfillment, but inside. So that is step number 4, or technique number 4. Then technique number 5, be aware of your actions. So your thoughts become things, your words create your destiny, your words create your attitude in life and what you attract into your life, but so do your actions. So if you're feeling down or lousy, despondent, peeved off with the world, then the actions that you take are not going to be inspired actions. You may need motivation from the outside. And if you have to get motivation to get up out of bed and live your life, then something's missing, okay? Because motivation comes from the outside, whereas inspiration comes from inside. And so ask yourself, the daily actions that you are doing, are they inspiring for you? Or does somebody have to crack the whip and keep reminding you to keep pushing forward? Now, if you're in a job or a career or a business or something like that, or a relationship that you really don't feel happy about, ask yourself this question. How is this relationship, or how is this job or this career or business helping me become a better person, helping me achieve my goals and dreams? So instead of seeing it in the way, see it on the way, and learn to take inspired action. So again, start to track your activity. And how I do it is I write down every single night before I go to bed in my journal and in my diary my 3 highest intentions for the following day. And what do I mean by intentions? Intentions come from a place where you intend to take an action. It's different than a affirmation or anything like that, an intention. And what I always do is put my intentions around things that inspire me, things that make me feel enthusiastic. And if you're not doing something that you are enthusiastic about, as I said a moment ago, think about how you can turn your way of thinking around and see it as on the way. Ask yourself this question, gorgeous. Who's in control of your life? Are you in control of your life, living an inspired life? Or are you out of control, allowing everybody else's opinions, social media, television, other people, your friends, society, your environment to dictate the way you should think and feel and act and speak and be? Life is short, and I learned so many years ago that if I wanted to wake up feeling enthusiastic about my life, then it was up to me to take control of all these little things that I'm sharing with you. Take control of my thinking, my words, my feelings, and my actions. And so again, for the next 14 days, track your actions and ask yourself, am I doing everything that I can in this day that will take me steps closer to my hopes and my dreams? Remember, it doesn't matter who you are, where you've been. All that matters is where you are going. And I always say to my girls and everyone that I mentor, one step at a time, one day at a time. Where you are today is absolutely perfect, because you don't need fixing, you just need better understanding. And that's why I love sharing the universal laws of attraction, because they've worked for me and thousands of others that I've mentored over the past 15 years. And so write down in your journal, what are the things that excite you? What are the things that inspire you? And even if you think you don't know, take pen to paper, because I promise you, and I know this because I've done it so many times, the minute you start writing down and being truly honest with yourself, writing things down that really matter to you, things that are meaningful for you without asking anybody on the outside what they think, you will start to feel something in your belly, something inside of you. And that, my friend, is inspiration. And when you get inspired, you are naturally inspired into right action, into action that doesn't make you feel tired at night. In fact, when you start to live your own hopes, goals, and dreams by thinking about what you truly want and what's important for you, then you don't get tired. And so ask yourself, am I tired at the end of the day? And if so, what is going on in your life that makes you feel like that? Because you can turn it around. You have the power within you, and you can start, like I said, one step at a time, one day at a time. Now, where are we now? The last thing I want to talk about is technique number 6. Become aware of your results. Now, most people live a life by default, or even in some cases, a life of quiet desperation, as the saying goes, because they're out of control of their life. They're not in the driver's seat. They're letting everything rule them except their own heart and their own inner guidance. And one of the greatest universal laws is learning to be quiet and learning to be still and listening to your inner guidance, because we all have it. Some people call it a sixth sense. I call it my inner guidance or my spirit within me, and I just allow myself to feel my way there. And I said that in the last video. Your feelings are your indicator of where you're heading, in the right direction or the wrong direction. If it feels right and it feels good for you, that is all that matters. So start to track over the next 14 days your results. If you don't love what you see around you, you don't love the life you've currently got, don't worry. From today forward, you can change things. You can start just by doing these little tips and exercises and strategies that I'm sharing with you inside this community, and ask yourself, what can I do today differently? What action can I take so that I get a different result? Now, you do this in each area of your life, and you will notice that almost instantly you will start to manifest and create change in your life, because when you start to change your thinking, which changes your feelings, which changes the words you use, which changes your actions, of course your results must change. And interestingly enough, you start to feel more empowered. You start to feel more confident. You have more self-worth. And that, my friends, gives you more clarity. And what does that do? It starts to open up the windows and the doors of opportunity. People turn up, different circumstances, because there's no such thing as luck. Luck doesn't exist. What luck is preparation meeting opportunity. And that is your introduction to the laws of attraction and instant manifestation techniques. And I can promise you that it works, because I've been living this for the past 22 years. I've been teaching it for the past 15 years. And I can honestly say that it doesn't matter who you are or where you've been. The past is the past, and it doesn't have to dictate your future. You follow these simple steps that I'm sharing with you, and you will start to see the power in believing in yourself, your inner guidance, and writing down what you want your life to look like in every area: health, wealth, and happiness. And follow those 6 techniques that I've shared with you over the past 2 videos, and I can't wait to see what happens for you. Leave me a comment if you found this video interesting, if you found this video valuable, inspiring, and you learned something that you didn't know. And perhaps share it with friends and those you care about who you know would love to go from living a life of frustration to having a life of success, happiness, and peace. In other words, a life by design, not default nor desperation. Again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you get notified. I really appreciate you joining me here at G'day Gorgeous, where we empower women for life. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video coming up this time next week. And please leave me a comment below, because I will personally respond. Okay, gorgeous, I look forward to seeing you in the next video coming your way shortly. Bye for now.